know how I make my living. My name's the Detective. My job sounds simple. Find what's wrong and fix it. But it's never that easy. This time, the case is personal. We're not investigating and not working at the cafe and we're not rehearsing the musical and you've got the idea. We're not doing those things. I'm the drum major, the student leader in our school's marching band. But lately, something in the band has been very out of tune. And it's not the instruments. It all started last Monday.
So then Emily said, we still got half a pie left.
Oh, I miss you guys.
It's so different without you here, Taylor. Where are you anyway?
Philadelphia, visiting the Liberty Bell. Mom's just across the street grabbing some slushies at the Wawa.
At the what?
So, okay, tell me what's going on with all the clothespins.
This display is exactly how the marching band looked at 4:42 p.m. today, marching on the football field just before the incident.
Which was?
Mr. Seamus had stayed inside and let me direct the whole band. I was crushing it, waving my arms, marching, all of it. Then, suddenly, Lizzie, one of the clarinet players, spins around and hits Geraldine with her clarinet. She falls over, and Jordan and Ezra trip over her, and it all ended up with 2 twisted ankles and one person's hand stuck in a trombone.
What started all of it?
Lizzie says someone blew a spitball at her.
Ew.
I know.
Okay, well, who did it?
That's the question. It hit Lizzie on the right cheek, which means from the angle and trajectory, could have only been from the direction of the flute section.
And who plays flute again?
It's Jillian, Ezra, Jade, Kylie, and Millie.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, it was probably her, right?
maybe. But he just gave her a second chance last week, and it might not have been her. Maybe nothing else bad will happen, and we can all just forget about this.
But something else bad did happen. Lots of somethings, in fact. Next up was Tuesday.
Ah! I can't believe this.
You look like me the first time I ice skated.
Someone put butter onto everyone's band shoes, and it melted and got on my feet, and now I can't. And I meant to do that.
Smooth. They did this to everyone in band?
Yes, and I have no idea who.
It was probably Millie.
Don't say that, I just gave her a second chance. It just can't be her.
Oh, it could be anybody who could hold a stick of butter.
You're no help. I have to stop the prank somehow. Maybe if I ask everyone to stop pranking really nicely, they'll all listen to me.
Oh, let me know how that works.
It didn't work. Not on Wednesday.
Someone shoved this into the end of a tuba.
And asking nicely still didn't work on Thursday.
Oh. Hey, Taylor. Where you at today?
Hey, Mason. I'm just at Manning's farm. I'm getting some ice cream.
Nice. What's up with Bree?
Yeah, someone put hot sauce on the instrument mouthpieces in band.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so she was calling to tell me about it, and then she put her drum major's whistle in her mouth.
And they got that too.
It looks like it.
Man, and I thought the hockey team had issues.
Finally, we're back to where this story started. Friday.
Who could the culprit be? I don't have any ideas and so little evidence.
Why are you investigating this anyway?
I'm the drum major. It's my responsibility. Besides, Mr. Seamus asked me to.
What is it?
It's him. Mr. Seamus is here. What's he doing here?
Good news. I have figured out the identity of the villains who keep pranking our band. I figured out the identity of the villains who keep pranking our band.
Who is it?
It's the flutes. I'm certain of it. I've already informed them that as of today, they are all removed from the marching band. Had to be done. Good work. Investigation is complete.
Marching band is more interesting than I thought.
Removed from band just like that? Oh no, it's Millie. Hi, Millie.
Bree, I can't believe I'm saying this.
What?
I need your help. Mr. Seamus sent me a message that I'm out of band, and I asked Jillian and Jade, and they both got the same thing. He kicked all the flutes out of band. Why would he do that?
Well, some people kind of think that you might have had something to do with the pranks. Other people, that is, not me.
I'm just as tired of the pranks as everyone else. Anyone who thinks I'd put hot sauce on my own mouthpiece is crazy. Bree, you have to fix this. After you helped me last week, I guess I trust you, or something.
But...
Yeah, I know, I'm basically speechless too. But Mr. Seamus will believe you're the drum major. Bree, I'm counting on you.
Millie never asks for help. Maybe the flutes didn't do all these pranks, but Mr. Seamus thinks they did, so I don't know, I should just give up.
I don't think you should give up, Bree. I mean, what about the evidence?
What evidence?
Whether or not Millie did it. I mean, there has to be some way to figure it out.
I mean... Hold on. Hold on. The flutes couldn't have sent that spitball because these are sousaphone players.
Oh, those are like the giant saxophones, right?
No, not every instrument is a saxophone, Mason. But these sousaphones are so big, they totally block off these two sections. But what if someone sent a spitball at the sousaphone and it bounced off and hit Lizzie here? Then it could have only been... Oh no.
The trumpets.
It's always the trumpets. They get away with things because Mr. Seamus plays trumpet, so they're his favorites.
Wait, if they really did this and the flutes are innocent, you have to tell Mr. Seamus.
What? No, because what if he doesn't believe me and then he kicks me out of band?
What if this is your opportunity to really do something good? What if Mr. Seamus chose you to be drum major for a reason?
What reason?
Well, weirdly, this reminds me about something that I've been reading in the Bible about Esther.
Hey, Mrs. Kirby read me that story once. Wasn't Esther a queen?
Yeah, but I don't think she wanted to be. Here.
Welcome to the world of mysteries. I'm Becca, Private Eye. I've been investigating a fella named God, diving deeper into what he's like, the things he's done. I think all of us wonder why we're here. Is there a reason I'm in this place, in this family? Esther, a hero from the Bible, asked those questions too. Esther was taken from her home in Judah to a kingdom called Persia. Her parents had died when she was young, so her cousin Mordecai took care of her. One day, the king of Persia decided to find himself a new queen. He brought in many young ladies and chose Esther out of all of them to be queen. Now, you might think being a queen sounds great, but annoyed this king fella put even 1 foot wrong and he'd toss her out, or worse. Esther lived in fear. Esther probably wondered, why am I here? Why am I far from home in a scary situation with barely any family or friends? But things were about to get a whole lot worse for Esther. One day, an important man in the palace named Haman walked by Esther's cousin Mordecai. Haman wanted everyone to bow down when he walked past, but Mordecai refused. Haman got so angry he decided to get rid of Mordecai and all of God's people, the Jews, too. Haman talked to the king, telling him, "Certain people keep themselves separate from everyone else. They don't obey your laws. It really isn't good for you to put up with them." Haman was talking about the Jewish people. Even though Haman was lying about the Jews breaking the law, the king believed him and made a new law. On a certain day, everyone in the kingdom could attack the Jewish people that lived there. Esther wrote to her cousin Mordecai. She was terrified. Someone had to tell the king. But there was a law. No one was allowed to talk to the king unless he invited them to. If Esther went to see the king without being invited, he could have her sent away or even killed. It all came down to this. If the king held out his scepter, Esther could talk. If not, she was in trouble. Here's what Mordecai wrote back to Esther. What if you don't say anything at this time? Then help for the Jews will come from another place, who knows? It's possible that you became queen for a time, just like this. Even though this was scary, God still had a plan, and God wanted Esther to be a part of it. So Esther had a choice to make. Stay silent and try to protect herself, or speak up, take a risk, and join in with God's plan to save her people. After praying for 3 days, Esther went to see the king. She stood in his courtyard even though she wasn't invited. Across the room, the king saw Esther. This was the moment that would decide her fate. The king reached out his scepter. Esther could speak. She told him the truth about Haman's plan. The king was shocked. He changed the law so that Esther's people would be protected. God's people were saved. Even when Esther felt afraid, God had a plan for her. I think the same thing is true for you and me. God has a plan for you. The Bible is filled with evidence that says so. He made you who you are and put you where you are on purpose. When life got tough, Esther didn't stop living for God. Instead, she trusted God's plan and followed him. We can do the same thing. This week in Comics Café, Mason told Bree her story is a little like Esther's. Maybe she was a leader in band for a reason. But will she choose to stand up for Millie and the others, or stay silent and protect herself? We'll find out. Coming up next, this is Becca, Private Eye, signing off. I need a sinker.
I'm nervous, Mason. I don't want to tell Mr. Seamus that he's wrong. And I really don't want to tell him that the trumpets actually did all those pranks.
That's part of what being their leader is. A couple of weeks ago, I was so upset that I didn't get to be hockey captain. But do you know what's happened since then?
You've won a lot of hockey games?
No. Well, yes. But that's not the cool thing. I found out that I'm still a leader even though I'm not hockey captain. The guys still care what I think, and that's because I started caring about them. You have a head start. You're drum major.
So you're saying, like, Esther was queen for a reason. Maybe I'm drum major for a reason.
Yes.
But what if Mr. Seamus doesn't believe me? I have to try.
Come in, come in.
Mr. Seamus. Hi.
Hi.
I actually wanted to talk with you about the pranks.
Oh, I've already taken care of that. Don't worry yourself. I've already let the flutes know that they are no longer in the band.
That's actually, Mr. Seamus, I think the flutes are innocent.
Are they? I will require evidence. Why do you think this?
They couldn't have hit Lizzie with that spitball because the gigantic sousaphones were in the way. What if the spitball was being fired at Millie by someone else, and then it bounced off the sousaphones, and it hit Lizzie instead, and then the trumpets just did all the rest of the pranks to make it look like it was the flutes so that they wouldn't get caught?
So who do you think did this?
It could have only been the trumpets.
Oh, really?
I actually have an idea about where we could find the hot sauce.
Go on. Good work.
What?
This is the reason I made you drum major. You sought the truth, you stood up for others, and those are both important qualities of a leader. Furthermore, although I do love the trumpets, you're right, they have been getting a little out of line. I'll let the flute players know of this error, and see you at rehearsal, drum major.
Wow, okay. Well, I guess the only thing left to say now is case closed.